Another one of my little remembrances. I've been here 3 times. Fallon, Nevada. Molly, you'll get a kick out of this one. Back in the 70s, Alex Haley did a movie called Roots. It dealt with slavery and Kinte Kinte or Kinta Kinto was the first one that came over from Africa on a slave ship, and he was sold to a plantation, and his son, and then his son, and then his son, and it brought it all the way up to the 1970s with Alex Haley doing a thing of all of his ancestors all the way back to Kinte Kinte, who, like I said, rode over on one of those slave ships. Well, that kind of sparked me. I went to the library, and for about 4 or 5 months I was doing ancestry, you know, just stuff dealing with ancestors. Well, back in the late 1700s, this guy called Zachary Taylor went west. Now, that was it. That was all that was said. Zachary Taylor went west. Well, anyways, I'm out in Fallon, Nevada. First time out there, I didn't go anywhere, really. Did make a trip out to Sand Mountain, wandered around that. Didn't really see much, you know. Well, between the first and second time I was out in Fallon, the archaeologists actually found the Pony Express station just a few hundred feet from Sand Mountain. And they found a couple of 6-shooters and some rounds and broken arrows, and you know, they did a thing where that was the station that was massacred by the Indians, where the Pony Express rider had to go bypass that one and go to the next one, which was about 10 miles down the road. And they found that one too, and they put a fence around it to keep the Mustangs from destroying any more that particular one. Well, anyways, my third visit was during my last 2 years that I was down in with the ducks, and I decided to go out there, and because I was in charge of the orders dealing with the debt, I gave myself orders that I could get a rent-a-car. So I got a Ford Taurus rent-a-car. Took quite a few guys that had never been out to Fallon, both on day shift and night shift. Yeah, we went out sightseeing. Well, came across this place called Bodo, B-O-D-O, California. And come to find out, it was a, well, at that time, it was a gold mine. Millions and millions of dollars of gold was taken out of the hills. But walking through the graveyard, I came across this old wooden tombstone that had Zachary Taylor on it. 1799 or something like that. Which was wow, because it matched what I did 20 years earlier with that Alex Haley thing. But anyways, here's something that you'll get a kick out of, Molly. Sure, I was 40 when I went out there. Now we had this young jock. He was 19, and he was a runner like me, but he wasn't a runner. you know, sure, he ran, but he wasn't in it for distance. His heart wasn't really in the running like mine was. So anyhow, we're sitting there. We just got out there to Sand Mountain, and he said that the last one to the top is a rotten dog. You know, so we made a bet. I bet him that I could get to the top a good 3 minutes before he does. Well, like a fool, he made that bet. So, we started out. Sure enough, I made it to the top of Sand Mountain. And 4.5 minutes later, he made it to the top. He just could not run on sand. Anyhow, Sand Mountain is unique because back when that whole area was underwater, it used to be part of the Atlantic Ocean, and apparently it was deep enough for whales because they found whale bones throughout that area. But anyways, when it rescinded and wind would blow all the sand from the ocean, it deposited it right there at Sand Mountain. Well, Fallon, Nevada, back in the 1800s, was robbed. They had bank robbers. And the bank robbers were chased to this one rock formation out in the middle of the desert, about a mile from Sand Mountain. And they ended up killing 4 bank robbers, but they never retrieved the money. So as the story goes, the people would wander around that place and dig in the caves or the cracks and all this stuff, trying to find the money from Fallon. Well, back in the 40s, these 2 little boys were out there, and they ended up going in this one crack. They widened it to where they actually went in, and it turned out to be a cave, and the cave had artifacts in it. Well, they brought out a couple of the artifacts, and they took them to town, and archaeologists went out there. And now the place is sealed off. They excavated half of it, and you can actually take a tour. They go out there twice a week to this excavation, and I tell you, it is a sight to see, because the Indians, back when the place was underwater, they brought out the way the Indians lived and their weapons and arrowheads and how they lived back in prehistoric days of human existence there in California. So anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out just for GP. Anyways, the car ended up having to turn it in because I went 4-wheeling with it, bent the frame like this, and I got on top of a hill and damn frame bent on it. Anyway, I thought that was kind of neat. But we toured around. We went down to Virginia City and made 2 trips to Bodo. One on days and one on nights. One on nights we got chased out of there by the, what do you call them? Not the cops, but the people in charge of historical places. Apparently that place is off limits now. But it throws you back. There was a food table, and there were bottles, and a couple wagons with sleds on it because of the snow, and it was a quite interesting place. There must have been about 8 or 10 buildings. So, anyway, just thought I'd throw that out. Should have told you about it, Molly, when you were out there. Told you about Sand Mountain. And I think I told you about the archaeologist find too, but I didn't tell you about Bodo. So, anyhow, I'm looking at 10 minutes and 45 seconds. That's where I'm going to cut this thing off. Yeah, well, how about 40 seconds, right? No,